everyone. I'm back. Thank you for tuning into the Women Are Worthy Network. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Jacqueline Charles. We have an amazing, amazing show. I am so proud of this young lady. If y'all only know, okay, I'm fanning out. I'm trying not to be a fangirl right now, but I'm fanning out. So I want y'all to meet 15-year-old Sanaa Chege. She's a passionate diver and an author. She's making waves with her children's book. I don't really want to call it a children's book. It's a book that everybody could read, right? It's called A Diver Like Me. As the Olympics unfolded in Paris, y'all know we had a great time with the swimmers and everything. Sanaa shares her journey in diving, tackling feelings on bringing out of place, inspiring young Black women to embrace the sport. Y'all know when we used to watch swimming in the Olympic sports, it was always people that didn't look like us, right? The diving, the synchronized swimming. I know something about swimming, y'all. I do. So without further ado, we are so grateful. We are so happy. We're so honored to have Sanaa Chege. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. Okay, let's get started. What got you into swimming and diving? How did that journey start?
So I started swimming when I was a baby. So my mom just had me in swimming classes. And then I started diving, I think it's 2 years now. So I wanted to do a high school sport. And so I decided that I wanted to do swimming, but then my mom talked to some of the parents and they said that they needed divers. So then I decided that I would do both. So since I've been swimming for a long time, and I consider myself a strong swimmer. So I did swimming classes and diving classes. Well, I did swim team and dive classes, and I liked diving better because it's easier.
Wow. Okay. Look at you. Okay. I want to talk about some things that happens in our community because so often a lot of my friends, they don't know how to swim. And I think it's so critical that I look at it like this. If we have to have a car seat for children, right? I think it should be made like that with swimming. We have to start teaching our children to swim. What are the things that you're doing to try to bring more African American, our community into swimming, if you are doing anything like that in the community?
So I have done something like that in the past. So I was in Indiana with Diversity and Aquatics, and they had a event where a water safety event, and it was like free to the public, and it was at an outdoor pool. It was a public pool, so you can come there, and there was different stations like learn to swim, water polo. You could watch and see how scuba divers did stuff. So I was at that, and I was teaching some of the younger kids how to swim.
Thank you. What advice would you give someone who's a young adult and they're afraid of the water, but they know they should learn how to swim? What advice would you give someone? So speaking from your point of view, because we're adults, we can say all of that. What advice would you give parents on their children should learn how to swim? And also, what advice would you give, young adults about swimming?
So the advice that I would give young adults to learn to swim is that if you don't do it now, you're going to regret it. So you should always try something, try new things. So push yourself, and you can see if it's for you or if it's not for you, but at least you tried. And then for parents, I would encourage parents to put their kids into swim school young. And if they didn't do that, then still put their kids into swim school, because it's better late than never. It's harder to learn when you're getting older. So for parents, I know they're waiting, oh, maybe I should just wait another year. But no, just do it now, because in a year they'll be better than they were now.
Okay, so I'm going to role play with you for a minute, okay? I'm younger and I'm coming up to you and I'm like, man, you dive, you do wonderful. And I understand that your parents got you, had you doing this when you were younger. I want to swim. but I'm afraid of water. I'm just role playing now because I'm not afraid of water, but role playing. What would you tell that person to kind of convince them to, no, man, it's fun, it's freedom? What advice would you give them, or what would you tell them?
Well, this has actually happened to me before, and then I would just like encourage them to like go to swim classes and learn to swim, because like it's everything's scary at first, but as you progress, then it's less scary, and then you can do cool things that other people can't do, and then you'll be the person that is going to encourage your friends to want to learn to swim.
Now you're an author. What made you just write that book? Because here's the thing, Sanaa. So many people want to do things, but they don't do it. They don't execute it. So what made it come from a thought up here or a dream to actually having your own book? Do you have a copy of the book right now with you? So come on now, let's promote the book. A diver like me. I like that. Okay. So what made you decide to write the book?
So what made me decide to write the book? The short answer is my mom told me to write the book, and then I was like, no, and then I eventually wrote the book. And then the longer answer is that I decided to write the book because I had joined a summer dive team the year that I started diving, and there weren't many people who looked like me on the team, and then they didn't really talk to me that much until they realized that I could dive. And then once they did start talking to me, it wasn't really the same. So there was like a lot of different experiences that I had being one of the only people that look like me diving, and how like I have to wear a swim cap and other people don't. So the experiences like that, and then so I was looking for a book that could help with that, like not just in diving, but like in a different sport or something. But there wasn't one, so my mom was like, maybe you should write a book, and I was like, maybe not.
But now you can have author. Thank God, if your mother's around, let me give her props now, because I love the fact that whenever I hear of people in our community teaching their children to swim, getting them in aqua tots and things like that, I have so much respect. Not that I don't respect parents who don't do it, but I have a different thirst and love for parents who do that, because I think it's freeing and it's wonderful. And that gives us an advantage of, okay, when we're going swimming or your friends are going swimming, you can do the same thing. You're not just sitting by and like, no, I can't swim, or I'm just putting my feet in. So much props, kudos to your mama for doing this. Another props for your mama for you to be an author, because that's something no one can take away from you because it was in your words. So knowing that and what you're doing, because, okay, you wrote the book, you're an author. What's next for you?
What's next for me is that I want to go to college for diving. But like, I don't think that I'm planning to write. I'm not going to say that I won't write another one, but I'm not planning to write another one soon. Just focusing on school and diving.
So what do you like to do outside of swimming, diving? What do you like doing outside? Like, what brings you the most joy?
I like being with kids, so I like to volunteer sometimes. Like I like working with kids. So I was volunteering this summer for 3 weeks at a Boys and Girls Club, and I would help with third grade. So I like little kids. I've been babysitting a little bit this summer. That's fun too because I like little kids. Other than that, I like hanging out with friends. Yeah.
So, okay, did you experience any negativity when you first started to get into diving? And if you did, and the reason I'm asking that question is because sometimes when we don't see a lot of us, like when you hear Serena and Venus talked about getting into tennis and the adversities and the obstacles they had to overcome, I bring that up not to really stay in the negative space, but to bring it up so other people who are experiencing things can say, oh, okay, you persevered, so can I. Did you go through any obstacles because of your being a Black woman. And by you, did you ever go through that? And if you did, how did you come, a teenager, how did you overcome that?
Yeah, I've been through like a lot of things. Like sometimes, someone will ask me why I'm wearing a swim cap, and then I'll explain that I wear my swim cap so then, not so my hair doesn't get wet because it doesn't work for that purpose, but I wear a swim cap so then the impact from the water doesn't mess up my hair. But then, people will they'll be like, but your hair still gets wet, or your cap comes off, so like, what's the point? And stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I try to explain it, and then I try to like leave it alone. They don't want to leave it alone. So that is kind of hard to deal with. Like, what am I supposed to do? So I just like move away from them. Like where I dive on 3 meter and 1 meter. So where it was happening was on 3 meters, so I just moved to 1 meter. But like things like that happen, and sometimes like you have to like first answer the question because you don't know if the person is asking you these questions.
Right.
It might be hurtful to you, but they don't know why. So at least they're asking the question rather than making a mean statement towards you. So I try to explain it, and then if the explaining doesn't go well, then just, I don't know.
Move on.
Yep.
So now I'm going to tell you something. You are so articulate, and I'm not saying it because I didn't expect you to be, okay? I knew you would be, but you're also personable, okay? And I like that. Because like you said, let me explain it to them because they may not understand. So that's a teaching moment, an educational moment. And sometimes it gets so frustrating that we always got to educate people about us and why we have to do things. But I like the fact that you're taking the time to educate them. And then, if they persist with idiotic questions, you keep it moving, right? So I love that. Now, would you ever think about commentating the 2028 Olympics when it comes to the swimming? Would you ever think about doing that if they asked you to, hey, we want you to be a commentator? Would you ever do that?
For swimming, no, because I don't know anything about swimming.
Or for diving? Okay, let's do diving then. Let's do diving.
Yeah, I would definitely have to read some books, be more educated than I am now because, I don't know everything.
And it's fine. It's just that if they were like, we have guest Sanaa here. She's going to be, we have a diving. So, that's good because you never know that someone may call you to be a broadcaster or just be a guest person for that, because again, your book seems how long did your book take for you to write from the time you started to end? How long did that take?
About 5 months.
Wow. That's good. That's good. Because when I saw the book, and I know people, it's taking them 2 years just to write the amount of pages that they have. 5 months. Wow. So and I'm going to ask this question, if a movie was going to be made about your life, movie, not the title of the book yet, but the movie, what would you like the title to be and who would you like to star as you?
Okay, so the star as me, that is such an easy answer. I would like to star as myself. Who's a better person to play me than me?
Wait a minute, stop. Are y'all listening to that? Every time I ask that question, everyone chooses a celebrity or whatever. Who can do you better than you? And I guess I understand because people are saying, well, I'm not an actor and I'm not an actress. This is your life.
I have to act.
Ding, ding, ding. You get 100, baby girl, because I've asked that question so many times and I've been waiting for someone to say me, because I'm like, no one can be better than Jackie Charles, but Jackie Charles. So I'm feeling you. Okay, what's the title?
Yeah, I don't know. How about you ask me at the end of this? I'll have an answer at the end.
You can come back at the end and you may say, you know what, I'm not sure. It's okay, because you don't have to have all the answers now. Because again, it's as organic and we're just asking. It's not, okay, you don't have the title. Oh, no. you don't have it, you don't have it. I've had people who didn't have the answer at the end of this, right? So it's okay. So we can ask that later. Okay, Commander in Chief telling me, how about you asking me this later? It's your interview, so you can say that. Now, where would you like to see improvements in diving when it comes to our community? Like, for example, if President Biden were to come to you and say, we want to name you on some committee for for the younger children, where do we need to improve? And we'll give you the money to improve in those areas. What would be your answer?
All right, so first, I think that, some people start young, so like there's not much you can do there, but a lot of people are introduced to sports from high school. In high school, you want to try like all these different sports. You're making new friends during it, but the problem with it is the funding. The big ticket sports like football, basketball, those teams have like so much money and funding behind them and support. But then, other sports like diving, swimming, what else? Like bocce, stuff like that. There's not much support there. There's not much funding. Like, for example, my school, for the swim and dive team, you have to wear, if you're wearing a swim cap, which swimmers have to wear a swim cap, you have to wear the Seneca Valley swim cap. But the swim cap is $12, and it is very hard to find the person that sells the swim caps because you just never see him in his office. So that something could change, like I don't know if I would say like making equipment for sports free or just making it more accessible, like the coach has access to sell them to you, but something like that, like where the different sports have equal funding, so then like people want to do them more because you see more exposure and there's more people going to them. So stuff like that. What else? I mean, that's something that I have, like I went to a student-athlete like leadership conference this summer, so we were talking about that, like stuff like that. So like that's the thing that's on my mind right now. Hey, I need a minute to think.
It's okay. So I'll just say something because I remember reading, there was a young lady, an African American businesswoman. She created swim caps for our community. And I think one of the things she was trying to do, I don't remember how long her company's been in existence, but I do know she was planning on reaching out to the schools to see if they can add her to the vendor list. So and possibly reach out to celebrities to see if they would help pay for the swim caps to go into the schools. Because because her swim cap had something where it moisturizes the hair under the cap. It doesn't rip off your hair when you pull it off and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I thought that was really great. I don't know where she is because we were going to interview her, but we did have a discussion, and I think I want to talk to her more about that. So what state do you live in?
Maryland.
Okay. Is there a big now after we saw the Olympics, let me ask you this. Who is your favorite swimmer in diving? Excuse me, your favorite diver. I keep using the word swimming and I see your eyebrow twitching. Who is your favorite diver?
No, my favorite diver is Kristen Hayden.
Wow. And why?
First, because she looks like me. Second, because she's just an amazing diver. I met her too at the.
I saw that. Was she cool?
Yeah, she's a very nice person. She gave me her swim cap and her chamois.
Wow. Yeah. See, it's so nice when you meet someone you look up to and they're nice. Because so often you meet someone and they're like not what you have in your head, who they should be. Maybe they had an off day. So finally, because when you're diving, what does your schedule look like?
Oh, okay. So during the school year, or during the season, I have practice, I think, every day. So I'll map it out for you. So
Yeah,
on
please.
Mondays, I have practice. See, I haven't done this in a while, so this is I'm jogging my memory. Okay, no. Okay. Okay, sorry. I have practice on Monday from 6 to 8:30. Then on Tuesday, or p.m. On Tuesday, I have practice at 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then I have practice at 6 to 8 p.m. And then on Wednesday, I have practice at 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then I have practice from 6 to 8:30 p.m. And then that was Wednesday. Yeah. On Thursday, I have practice at 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then I have practice from 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then I have practice from 6 to 8 p.m. And then on Friday, I have practice. I just have practice from 3:30 to 5. And then on Saturday, I have the meet. And then the Sunday is like the day where I don't have anything. And then I just do it all.
How are you balancing your schoolwork and your social life, like with your friends? How are you balancing that?
So I did have a tough time with that this year. First, I had to put my schoolwork ahead of my friends. Sometimes I can't see my friends at lunch because I have to go to my teacher to ask for help and stuff like that. So that's kind of hard. Plus, my teachers will ask me that too when I come to class. They'll be like, "Oh my gosh, Sanaa, your hair's wet. You had practice this morning?" I'm like, "Yeah," but it's like I had practice this morning, but I still have to do school. That doesn't excuse me from school. So like, I don't know if other sports. I don't think they have practice that early. They have practice after school, but I just like I know I'm gonna be tired, and like I signed up for this, so I have to just I don't know. I feel like I'm more awake when I have practice like in the morning, but then in the afternoon I'm not. But it's not that hard for me because like you just have to work through it, and then at lunch you get your break, and then I don't get to go home. I have to go to practice, and then I have to do homework. But eventually I get to go lay down and go to sleep.
You are such an amazing young lady. Amazing. I am so glad that David, and I want to thank David from the David brand for, telling me about you and saying you're gonna be amazed by her. She's gonna knock your socks off. And when I tell you, young lady, you knock my socks off because so often the older adults talk about, oh, the young folks, they're worth nothing. There isn't anything. I don't know what young folks they've been around, but the ones that I have been kicking booty, okay, including you. I want you to keep your head, just keep your feet to the ground. Continue to live your dreams. You are amazing. Now, I need you to put that book up again one more time because we got to get that book, honey. Yes. I'm videotaping the book and I'm taking a picture of the book. Yes. Yes. Again, like I said, you're amazing. Is there anything you want to leave? Did you come up with the title? Is there anything you want to tell us before we go? Or what gem do you want to leave us with? Meaning, what do you have an affirmation that you talk about? Is there a favorite book?
Sure, I'll give you both. First, I'll start with my favorite book. We can play. You want to play a game? So basically, I'm gonna like describe the book to you, and then like we'll see if you know it, and then you just guess the name of the book. Okay? Okay. So meet Sanaa, a young Black girl who is passionate about honing her diving skills. How does she do it? With a dedicated focus, along with tons of practice and teamwork. Sanaa thinks that diving could become a favorite sport for many young people of color. She hopes that sharing her amazing experiences will help spread the word. Join Sanaa and her supportive family members as they enter the exciting world of competitive diving while getting to know getting to know other like-minded families. It's a fascinating and inspiring story you won't soon forget. Do you want to guess the name of the book?
That's a hard one. Let me see. It's not the Bible. It's not The Secret. Is it A Diver Like Me?
Yeah, this is my favorite book. It's a very, very, very great read. You should read it. It's out. You can get it on chegecorner.com, which is also right here.
Okay.
It's just like I can't even put words on how great the book is. You just have to read it. So that's my favorite book. And then for words of affirmation, I'll just say
y'all ain't slick. If you gonna whisper low. Whoever's coaching her in the back, whisper low.
He's not my normal coach. My words for affirmation would be to keep going and try hard, do your best, because the stuff that you don't do today, you'll have to do tomorrow, or you won't be able to do it tomorrow. You may not have tomorrow. So that's like the same thing like with putting your kids in swim classes. It's better to do it today than tomorrow. So like don't push things back. Like just try to keep going, just keep doing things.
We want to thank this amazing young lady. We want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Women Are Worthy Network. And my team is going to scream at me because I didn't say, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and make sure you buy her book. You got to buy A Diver Like Me. Where can they pick it up again?
Chegecorner.com.
Okay, y'all heard that. I'm going to put the link and everything down there. Yes, I'm going to put the link. So make sure you buy her book. Okay, we're always talking about the younger generation, Now is y'all time to support the younger generation. She's educating, she's entertaining, she's enlightening. I mean, she just has a glow about her. She got that God's glow about her, y'all. So let's support this amazing young lady. Why don't we try to push this book to #1? Okay, let's push this on Amazon bestseller. Well, she's not on Amazon, but what about Barnes and Noble? Let's do something. Let's get her books all over the place. It's smart that she has it on her website so she can get the money, which is smart. Okay, she don't have to divvy up the money, and I love that. So you make sure you go on her website. I'm going to post it on the link below. You make sure you buy her book. Even if you're not a swimmer, you have a sister, you have a niece, you have a next door neighbor, somebody y'all can buy the book for, okay? Christmas is coming up. How about everybody buys 10 books and give it to people, okay?
I also have an activity book coming out, so if your kids like my book, we're going to have coloring pages, stickers, all of that in the book. Also, if you go to my website and sign up to receive alerts, then it will send you 6 free coloring pages where you can color a diver like me. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. But yes, you can color me whatever color you want. If you want me to be blue, then I can be blue. So, So yeah, you should definitely go buy my book, go to the website, go look at all my other interviews. And I was going to say something else, but I forgot. We also have stickers if you want to buy a sticker and just have me like on your wall or something.
Are y'all hearing that? You can buy her coloring book, okay? And you can color her whatever you want to color her. You can shade her in as blue. You can shade her in as pink. You can shade her in as ombre, okay? If you want to do ombre, okay, you can do that. Come on now. Is this creative or what? Ooh, I think I'm going to take a piece of that when I finish my book. I like that coloring idea. I'm going to borrow it. I'm going to appropriate it, okay? I'm going to do that. So again, we want to thank everyone for tuning into the Women Are Worthy Network. This is your gal, Jacqueline Charles. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I told y'all sharing is caring.